For practice problem number 3, we're given 4 different functions. Function 1 is shown as a graph, and then the equations of 3 other functions, 2, 3, and 4, are shown as equations. The problem, as we continue to read through the entire problem the first time, really asks us which function or functions have a slope that is equal or the same as the slope for function 1. So we really need to know the slope of all 4 functions so we can see which of these 3 has a slope equal to function 1, and that'll help us find the right answer choice. So I've copied some info about each function onto the whiteboard. We're going to full screen that to take a look there. First thing I need to really do, function 1 is going to ask us to use a graph, so we'll come back to function 1 to find its slope. I want to focus on the 3 equations. What are the slopes for each of those? For equation 2, our slope, they've tricked you. It now says y equals b plus mx. They just put the slope coefficient and the x term last. The slope is positive 2, or a slope of 2 over 1 for this function. For this next equation, y equals 2, it would actually be a horizontal line sideways. Y is always just equal to 2 because this is really y equals 2 plus 0x. The slope for this equation is 0. It's never going to rise at all. Y will always be equal to 2. And then for the final equation, we see the slope is 3/2. So 2, 3, and 4 each actually have a different slope. Slope of 2 over 1, a slope of 0, and a slope of 3/2 for the equation when we look at equation 4. So now we really just need to know for the graph, does it have a slope that's equal to 2 over 1, 0, 3/2, or to none of those? So if I take a look at that graph, remember that slope, and if you focus on this whiteboard too, slope is rise over run. So if I go ahead and focus on the graph, we see this point where my mouse is 0 and -1, and then the graph also crosses when x becomes 1, y is up to positive 1 now. Our rise is 2 units, our run is 1. We can see that here too. We go up 2 units for our y value, and our x value went up by 1. So the slope, the rise, the y change is 2. The run, the x change is 1. So taking a look again at this on the whiteboard to put it all together, we went up by 2 units. We saw the graph rises by 2 every time it runs across by 1. We see that with the coordinates here. That slope is equal to the slope that we see over here for equation 2. So that can help us understand that function 2 is the only one. Answer choice A is correct because function 2, the slope at 2 over 1, is the only one with the same slope as the graph, function 1.